Hi there and welcome back to another Christmas themed video from all of us here at Lottie Jasmine Designs. We have the wonderful Wayne doing the demo here and Laura doing the voiceover. Hugo is our technical and visual audio editor. So we're going to use these lovely moulds here. There's quite a number of them. They're snowflakes, apart from that last one, which looks like a star shape. But we have used these moulds before in a video that we did in conjunction with Let's Resin. We're also going to use some, I think those are alcohol inks that we're going to put into the points of those star-shaped snowflakes, and then add some resin in and see what sort of effect we get. So we use resin currently that we're using is by Tea Expert. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. We've mixed that off camera because it's pretty boring watching mixing. And so here we go. I was just going to add the drops. So it's one drop, I believe, well, one good sized drop to each of these little sections there. So it's into, and then different colour here. Everything that we're using, by the way, all the products will be listed in the description below. Note to self, need to make sure that these are actually open properly before trying to use them. So there we go. I think we've got there is a red, a greenish yellow, and a more of a vibrant yellow, and just put a little dot of white in the middle just to see what sort of effect that gives. And then very carefully going to add the resin in. Now Wayne's made up quite a lot of resin there. Still got a little bit of bubbling going on in it. Obviously you can leave your resin for a little bit longer if you want to. I think he's just going to pour this in onto the spatula or stir stick, then into the mould. You can't quite see that, unfortunately, because the resin cup is blocking it. But if you're worried about using quite a large pot of resin, you can always decant some into a smaller jug or little bowl and then pour it in. So he's poured that into the middle of that, which has got a section that's, is it convex? Yes, or concave. I can never remember which way around it is. But as you can see, the alcohol ink is already mixing in with the colours, and this little bit's been sped up. I think he was just doing a little bit of clean up of the moulds where the resin had expanded outside of it, and then just trying to encourage some of the colours into more centrally into the centre of the mould there, and doing a bit of a clean up job. Wayne doesn't like mess. He doesn't tend to work in a messy environment, unlike me. But there we go. So that's the first one done. So we're just going to leave that and see how the resin works. See if the resin pulls those colours into towards the centre of the mould. So just deciding on other colours now to use in these. And I think we're going to do a similar technique to the one he did with the first one. Yeah. So there we go, that's a darker colour there, and then immediately the opposite one at the bottom of the mould. One drop each, and then again. That looks like, you see, to me that looks like a bluish, not bluish, a yellowish green. And then more of the more vibrant, no, we're not going to go with that colour. What colour are we going to go with? Oh yeah, we are. There we go. And that's more of an orangey yellow. Those are what the colours look like to me. I mean, in those little bottles, it's quite difficult to detect. And then just carefully pouring in some of the resin. No white in the centre of this one. There we go. Makes its way out to it pushes the resin as soon as you enter it into the middle. It pushes the colours out to the tips and then gradually pulls the resin back in towards the centre, as you can see there up on the top left, and then progressing on. Oh, lovely pink there, and then a green and a bluish colour, and then I think he's going in with that sort of yellowy orange, and then perhaps more a red, the green again, or a greenish yellow, I believe. There we are. And then I think he put, did he put a bit of, well, no, he decided not to put the white in the centre. So again, pouring the resin into the centre of the mould, it pushes the colours out to the edges. As you can see, looks beautiful actually, the effect there, where it's just almost like jewel-like colours out to the edges and then pulls the colour and the resin back into the centre. And then on to the next mould, same sort of thing. Sorry, didn't film some of the putting some of the drops of colours into the mould there, but I mean you've seen him do that 3 times now, so there we go. Real rainbow of colours going. Oh, that one, those, can you see the top on the top, the 3 moulds that he's already done? Wow, I mean the effects are fantastic of what it's actually doing. And he did just use a little handheld long necked lighter just to get rid of any little bubbles that were forming, because of course we don't want bubbles. And again, this one pushing all those colours out to the edges, the corners of the moulds, those points and tips of all those details, and then as it pulls the colours back in towards the centre, it creates a lovely rainbow effect of colours. Another little mould here to do. There we go. I'm going to again colours of the inks into each of the little sections of the mould. So we've got a green, we've got a beautiful vibrant yellow, the pink, the red. I think these are bluish colours. Always put a bit of white in this one. White quite often is what they call a sinker because it's heavier. White pigments tend to be heavier anyway, certainly heavier in acrylic paints, and seem to be heavier in these alcohol inks too. So if you can see that mould he's just done up on the left there, the white has spread right down and into another section. I'm not sure if he's going to leave that like that, or if he's going to try and clean it up a little bit. And there we go, just adding some more colours into this one. This one seems to be more of the reds and pink colours, jewel-like colours, reminiscence of rubies and pink sapphires and things like that, and rose quartz. So there we go, just adding the resin into that. You can already see, it's the thing with this, I know that was sped up, but it's very quick the way it pulls the colours back in. So just making his mind up what he's going to do with this star-shaped mould. I don't think it was his plan to use this originally, but he had quite a lot of resin left over, and this is more like a coaster, to be honest with you, than a snowflake. But, you know, what the heck? Let's just, you know, sort of grab a mould that we've got handy and, yeah, use it. So he's applying the yellowish green, which I think is actually just a yellow, and then the red in the top. Each of the points of those stars. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then more of an orangey yellow in those 4 segments in the more centre of the mould. And here he goes. He's going to do his best to pour the resin into the centre. And it's immediately pushed all the colours out to the points. Oh, wow. I mean, yes, this is sped up, but look at, you can see exactly what it's doing here. It's pulling all of the resin back in. It looks like he's had quite a bit of overspill with the resin. Oops. And then he's just trying to, oh, there's me, trying to help out by using the pipette to suck up some of the clear resin. So here we are at demold. This is at least a day later. They're a little bit bendy still. So by all means leave them a full 24 or even 48 hours before demolding. It is very cold here over in the UK at the moment because we've got winter, so curing resin and using resin, curing resin's taking longer, using resin is a lot thicker. Yeah, not very impressed with the way the white happened there, and it's quite a bit of it's remained actually in the mould, so I think Wayne's actually going to clean that up so we don't have the white. So for whatever reason it didn't mix with the resin, it didn't have the effect he wanted on that, but very much jewel-like looking. So here we go with the larger one. We've got a bit, it's gone a bit muddy looking in the centre, which is a little bit of a shame, but when you see this at the end, the overall effect is it's still gorgeous. It's still one that we would sell. So there we are. He's going to turn it over so you can see the right side, because that's the wrong side. And there we are. Looking really lovely. A real vibrant selection of colours there. So no matter what your colour scheme is, you could use these for anything really. So if you had, obviously if whatever room your tree or your Christmas decorations are in, if you're going to use them as Christmas decorations, you could put that almost with any colour scheme because of all the colours that it's got. This one's looking beautiful, really gorgeous. I love the pale pink, the greens are lovely, the yellow's lovely, and the red is too. And this is one of the first ones that he did. Looking gorgeous, will look lovely with red and gold tinsel and other sort of Christmas decorations, baubles and so on. And that's one, he didn't show the demold of that one, and he didn't show the demold of that one either, but that was the coaster at the end. So there we are. There they are. Really looking lovely, very lovely indeed. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for tuning in, watching, liking, sharing and subscribing. Please stay tuned for our next video, which is up on Sunday, still following the Christmas theme. Thanks everyone, goodbye.